Hello, my name is Dr. Kurt Alley, Manager of Advancing Career and Education at IIT Stuart School of Business, and I would like to provide you with an overview of the student interview process. In this presentation, I will talk about ACE program background, the purpose of the ACE student interview process, the relationship between the interview and the project to which you are assigned, participation in the ACE student interview, preparing for the ACE student interview, and then I will summarize the 4 things that you need to do in order to be ready for the student interview. ACE program background. The purpose of the Advancing Career and Education program at IIT Stuart is to prepare you for internship by providing you the opportunity to gain transferable skills and learn about the American workplace. To accomplish the stated purpose, you participate in 2 semesters of ACE coursework. During each semester, you learn about transferable skills. You have the opportunity to practice your communication, presentation, teamwork skills, and you also learn about the American workplace. During the second semester, you are matched with a local organization to complete a 70-hour workplace experience. During this workplace experience, you also have the opportunity to gain transferable skills and to learn about the American workplace. Students are required to complete at least 70 hours during their workplace experience. Voluntarily, students can choose to complete up to 100 hours. Sometimes students wonder why we do not simply match them to projects based upon their majors. Well, the reason for this is that U.S. immigration regulations prohibit us from matching students with an organization or a project based on the relevance to their majors. If we were to do this, it would constitute an internship, for which many ACE students are not yet eligible. Because of these regulations, we will match you with a project based upon your previous skills, abilities, and work experience or school experience. So what's the purpose of the ACE student interview? Well, the ACE student interview is the first step in matching you with a project at an ACE partner organization. And the purpose of the interview is to gather information about your previous experience, skills, and abilities so that we can use that information to match you with a suitable project. The ACE student interview also provides you with a realistic interview experience prior to internship. There are a few additional benefits to the ACE student interview, which include the opportunity to have one-on-one conversation with your instructor. Many times during class, it's difficult to find time to speak to your instructor directly and in private. So the ACE student interview also provides an opportunity to privately receive feedback from your instructor if you have questions about your performance in the class, about any homework that you may have done, or ask questions that you may have about the ACE student interview or the project matching process. So what's the relationship between the ACE student interview and the projects to which students are assigned? Well, successful matches between students and partners rely upon us receiving accurate information from both groups. During the interview, you will be asked questions to determine the extent to which you possess certain experience, skills, abilities. We will also ask questions about the types of computer programs that you've worked with, to ask you to tell us about the work that you have done during your undergraduate program, what your undergraduate degree was, any projects that you may have worked on, any internships that you may have done. Our ACE partners are then required to describe the experience, skills, and abilities, computer programs, etc., that are required to successfully complete the projects that they submit. The information that we collect from you during the interview will then be compared to the information that was submitted by the ACE partners. And by comparing this information from both groups, we can determine which students are a suitable fit for each project. Here's a simplified example of how this comparison is done. Project 1, submitted by an ACE partner, requires a student to know Adobe Acrobat and have experience creating flyers. During the interview, an MSF student indicated that she knows how to use Adobe Acrobat and mentioned that she helped create flyers for a student organization when she was an undergrad. In this example, the MSF student might be suitable for Project 1. There are other factors that we take into account, but based upon this simplified example, this is how matching is done. So participation in the ACE student interview. How does participating in the interview benefit you? Well, it allows you to have input into the type of organization or project you receive. During the interview, we ask questions about the type of organization that you might like to work with, the projects that you have done in the past, things that interest you, and we will use this during the matching process. It helps us provide you with a partner organization within a 1-hour commute of your home address. During the interview, we collect your Chicago address, and we will use that in the matching process to make sure that you do not have to travel too far. It's an opportunity to discuss your previous experience and areas of expertise. The more we know about you and the abilities that you have and the skills that you have, the better able we are to match you with a suitable project. Provides you with the opportunity to practice answering interview questions in a simulated situation. The ACE student interview is very similar in design to an internship interview or to a job interview. So this is your first mock interview situation. And it also provides one-on-one time with your instructor to ask questions, to get feedback on your performance, those kinds of things. What happens if you do not participate in the student interview? You will have no input into the type of organization or project you receive. Because if you do not participate, we are unable to ask you questions about the types of organizations that you might like to work with or the projects that you've done in the past, and therefore we cannot use that information. We have no information to use in the matching process. It becomes more difficult for us to provide you with a partner organization within a 1-hour commute. If you do not participate in the interview, we may not have your current Chicago address on file, and therefore since we don't know where you live, we don't know how far away is too far from where you live. You will not have the opportunity to discuss your experience or areas of expertise. The less we know about you and your skills and abilities and the things that you know how to do and the computer programs that you know how to use, the less we are able to use that information in the matching process. You will miss the opportunity to practice answering interview questions in a simulated situation. A lot of students seek out and really want to have practice and learn what it's like to be in an interview, and this ACE student interview is your first opportunity to really see what an interview is like. And you will have to find another time for one-on-one time with your instructor to ask questions and get feedback. And it may be very difficult with your instructor's limited schedule. So, preparing for the interview. One of the things that you'll need to do to prepare for the interview is to update your resume with the following information. Your Chicago address. This will help us match you with an organization within a 1-hour commute of where you live. This is very important because, again, we don't want students to have to travel too far to work with their ACE partners, and so having an updated address is very beneficial. Including your local phone number, and this will help us communicate with you quickly if there is important information that you need to know. Making sure that your resume includes your IIT email address, and this will help ensure that you receive the ACE Partner Match emails without delay. And then please remember to email the updated resume to your instructor so that he or she has it available during the interview. Please be sure to review your resume and be prepared to tell stories about things you have done in the past. And we will be asking you to talk specifically about what you have done in the past. All of the questions within the interview are designed to access information about your performance on things that you have done previously. And we ask that you structure your responses in the following way. First, describe the overall situation you faced. Then, outline the tasks you were assigned. Next, summarize the actions you took to complete the tasks. And then finally, explain the results of the work you did. Here's an example of an interview question that you might face one day. Tell me about a successful project you worked on and describe the outcome. Well, you might describe the outcome in the following way. First, talk about the situation. During my internship, I was responsible for managing various business networking events for the Young Executive Club. The tasks. I noticed that attendance at these events had dropped more than 30% over the past 3 years and wanted to do something to improve these numbers. The actions that I took. I designed a new promotional packet to send to local businesses. I included a rating sheet to collect feedback on our events, and at our roundtable discussion events, I promoted the networking events with our members and guests. The result was we used some of these ideas received from the rating sheet, promoted our events more efficiently, and increased attendance 18% in 1 year. You'll notice that situation, task, action, and result spell out the word STAR. That's easy to remember. This is called the STAR method. So to summarize the 4 things that you need to do, first, schedule the interview with your instructor. The links to the interview scheduling website are posted here. They were also included in the email you received. Make sure to complete the student technology survey, which was attached to the email that you received. Download the survey attachment from your email, choose your ability level on each computer program, and then submit the completed survey to your instructor via email. Don't forget to update and review your resume, updating your resume with your Chicago address, local phone number, and IIT email address, and then remembering to email your resume to your instructor. Also remember to review your resume and develop stories that address the situation, task, action, and result of the things that you have listed on your resume. And lastly, don't forget to email your updated resume and student technology survey to your instructor. Also remember to arrive at least 5 minutes early to your interview. In summary, the ACE program prepares you for internship by providing the opportunity to gain transferable skills and to learn about the American workplace. To accomplish this purpose, you participate in 2 semesters of ACE coursework during which you learn about and practice transferable skills and you learn about the American workplace. During the 2nd semester, you are matched with an ACE partner to complete a 70-hour workplace experience. And during this experience, you will also learn about and practice and gain transferable skills, and you will interact with native English speakers and learn more about the American workplace. Using the ACE student interview, we gather information about your previous experience, skills, and abilities. Our ACE partners also indicate the experience, skills, and abilities needed to successfully complete projects. The information gathered during the ACE student interview is compared to the information submitted by ACE partners, and by comparing this information, we can determine which students are a suitable fit for each project. Lastly, don't forget about the 4 things that you need to do. Schedule the interview with your instructor using the Doodle link included in the ACE student interview email. 2, complete the student technology survey. Download the survey from the ACE student interview email and email the completed survey to your instructor. Update and review your resume. Remember to update your Chicago address, local phone number, and IIT email. Email the updated resume to your instructor, and then review your resume and practice using the STAR response method. Lastly, remember to arrive 5 minutes early to your ACE student interview. If you have any questions about the content of this presentation, please contact Dr. Kurt Alley, Manager of Advancing Career and Education at IIT Stuart School of Business, at the phone number or email address listed. Thank you for your time, and thank you for listening.